effortlessly. A day where you aren't worried about the next outage or password compromise. At Hamilton, we take care of everything from monitoring and maintenance to security and support. We partner with your business to design integrated technology solutions that fit your needs now and your goals for the future. With on-site and remote IT support options, we're always just a call or click away. Elevate your IT with Hamilton Managed IT. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Come enjoy a show of the Midwest's best MMA fighters on Saturday, December 7th with Violence Fight League 2 at the Complex, the former location of Champions Fun Center. Fights are scheduled throughout the night, and if you haven't been before, now is the perfect time to go, with Nebraska football in between the regular season and a bowl game. Doors open at 6 p.m. with the first bout at 7 p.m. Learn more about the fighters and buy tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the Ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall, Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
Raising little ones is a big job, and you do your best to give them a good start every day. That means making sure they're well cared for while you're apart. You work hard, but it's not always easy to make ends meet. There may be help. Find out if you qualify for Nebraska's Child Care Tax Credit for working parents. You could be eligible for a credit of up to $2,000 per child on your next tax return. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
As a proud member of the Roofing and Solar Reform Alliance, Coalition Restoration stands out by providing thorough property assessments, personalized customer service, and top-notch craftsmanship. With years of experience in the industry, Coalition Restoration has built a notable reputation for having a team filled with skilled professionals and possessing the expertise to handle any roofing project, big or small. Visit their website today for a free roof assessment at www.coalitionrestoration.com or give them a call at 402-607-8186.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. A few flurries are possible this morning. Otherwise, we'll see mostly cloudy skies, and it will be breezy with the high around 39. Tonight, mostly cloudy with the low near 21. And tomorrow for Thanksgiving, we'll see mostly sunny skies and a high around 37. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fleck from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's time to go one-on-one with DP. Coming at you live from the Koppel Chevrolet GMC studios. Here is your host, Derek Pearson. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Oh, it is Thanksgiving Eve. I do want to be thankful. We're going to have some interesting conversation here over the course of this next hour. Perspective, vantage. And listen, we got to laugh about some things. Otherwise, you're just going to pound your head against the table. But we got the right people to do it. You can be a part of what we're doing. 402-464-5685. If you want to text in to the Starter Hammer text line, questions, comments, thoughts, or other, you can follow on all of the video streams, Facebook, YouTube, X, and Allo channel 961. We will be giving updates throughout the course of this hour. Of course, the Huskers men's basketball team are over at Pinnacle Bank Arena. They currently lead South Dakota 31-23, just under the 8-minute mark. Connor Segian having a day, 4 threes already in the first 12 plus minutes. So 13 points in under 13 minutes. So young man came off the bench with a purpose. But lots to talk about there. Also, if you want to just speak of what you're thankful for, go ahead and put it on the text line. Go ahead and whatever it is, whether it's a sports thing, personal life thing, either way, whatever you want to do. But in order to set the tone for the conversation that we're going to have, set the standard, we must go to the golden voice of John Facenda.
The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song, he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
The autumn wind
is a raider.
I
love it. 2 and 8. I love it. I love it.
I think if the spirit of Al Davis was working, it showed up in Hayfield in Alexandria, Virginia, where the phrase that he put into play is just win, baby.
Well, listen. We're going to get to that. I'm sure we want to talk about that. But picking up on your tip of things being thankful for.
Yep.
I have a killer wife. My kids are doing great. And like you said the other day, if my friends near and far, we're doing any better, I have to get some new ones.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give a shout out to a couple people that are covering Northern Virginia football and doing the right thing the right way. The All Hitches podcast. I want to cover Carl J. Frederick and Prep Red Zone, which are really trying to do things the right way and elevate players and identify them. And I also want to give a special shout out to my quarterbacks that I've got 4 of them that are still undefeated, and I've got 5. I think 5 is the number, so I want to give a shout out to Matthew Abramson, Cale Yates, who'll be facing each other, both 12-0. I want to give a shout out to Luke War, who's 11-0, already won a state championship. This season's done on the private school side. I want to give a shout out to Tyler Knudsen, who went up against a number 1 seed that was undefeated, and they beat them shorthanded. They were shorthanded. They beat them 10-7. They're advancing to a regional championship game. And I can't forget my guy, Jake Mulhern, down there at Kettle Run. And they advanced to Jake is undefeated, and they advanced to the regional championship game against another offensive consultant that I really know well and love him. DPU love him, Coach Claude Hadaway, who's kind of, whispering on the side and, showing up for one day. And so Armstrong out of Richmond. So I want to give a shout out, and then we can talk about all the changes and Hayfield and everything else, and duck sausage gumbo and ham and lechon asado. I'm all ready. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
It is one of thanks. Harrison Orange, kind sir. I'll ask you to set the table. What are you thankful for?
I got a healthy family, knock on wood, but man, when it comes to family health, I'm very fortunate. I have not had indirect family anyways, nothing really too many bad scares. So just very grateful to be healthy, because when that thing rears its ugly head, I can take over. So very grateful just to have a happy and healthy family.
I want to say thank you and to be gracious and grateful for a variety of people, especially in this community, because it matters the space that you're in. And sometimes the vacuum moves you, sometimes you move the vacuum. And when they're moving together, great things happen. So we're able to provide some dinners for folks, some families here in Lincoln and in the area. You send up the bat signal and superheroes show up. And to say thank you to Charles Phillips from Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul, for Nick Maestros from Muchachos, our buddy Chubbs over Soulful Casino for what they're doing, the folks from Hy-Vee who jumped up, the folks from Mulberry's Barbecue for stepping up, the folks from Canopy, Dan Swanson, Brad Moline, the folks, his lovely wife Jill, the folks from Canopy Street Market for coming through, Marcy Haas from Sweet Things Bar Marcy, because there were some sweet potato pies that went into these packages. A staff of people who are willing to track this stuff and make sure, and then a ticket listener family that's willing to step up and look out for their friends and family, their community, folks who quite frankly are struggling. And it's again, there's no shame in saying that you're struggling. There's no shame in identifying folks that need what you have or can have. It's pretty cool to watch and know that I'm in a community that looks out for each other. And they put aside Kendall Warnock. I watched him earlier today deliver 100 apple pie to the food bank and for the Utah Food Bank for what they're doing, and the shelters that are preparing meals as we speak. For the social workers who are going around corner to corner to make sure that those people who get lost in the crevices of back alleys and under bridges have something, have enough, and at least offering and being available. Some people would rather do it on their own, but it's a day to put down pride and put down the disconnect, put away the disconnect. For folks, I'm grateful for this whole thing that's called 93.7 The Ticket, to be able to connect communities, to be able to kind of fit into plug holes, maybe have eyes on some blind spots. I know of 15 families that were being taken care of today. And while it's an awareness to know that those 15 families exist, and maybe we didn't get to all of them, but we got to 15. That we have a place and we have employees and staff that care, and nominated some folks. I'll tell the story real quick in that there was a store where a family was shopping, and let's just say the debit card didn't go through. But because we had been talking about it in the space, that facility, and they did not want to be shouted out for it, but that place, that eatery, thought of the ticket and said, wait a minute, the ticket's doing the thing. So if you don't have the money, we there's something we might be able to do. Mm-hmm. And so we get the phone call and it said, yeah, what do you want to do? Well, we don't need to think long. We don't need to think long. Yeah. And I said, nope, we got it.
I like that question. You have a chance to do good here. What's the answer? Yeah, we'll do good.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, but think of the blessing that there were people in need, and that you had set a precedent, or at least welcomed love,
right?
So that they knew not only was it welcome, but there was an answer to it.
Yeah,
like there was an answer for it, and so Barry, it was a very cool couple of days to go through. You know, then it became my turn, your turn with this outlet, because they said, well, we know some other families.
Right.
And I said, let's keep going.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. And I said, you know, okay, my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn.
Right.
And we got to 15 families. So again, I don't know what the number is. And ideally next season, there are no families going without or struggling.
Right.
That's in place. And it did activate that for Christmas all the way up until December 25th. We're gonna do a food drive here at the Ticket, here at 11th and O.
Yeah.
And we'll partner in for folks to drop off. You know, we'll put something, we'll sweeten the pot. As I said, I've got some really cool signed Husker jerseys and whatnot that we can put in for folks who drop off and donate, and we'll get something for something. Yeah. And Santa will have another little elf that will be dropping off Husker signed items under Christmas trees along the way. Barry, it is an interesting time that even for here in Nebraska, in a blue blood sports society,
right,
the blue blood football society,
right,
that success once assumed leaves.
Right.
We know that, right? That
right.
assumed success leads.
Right.
And then the definition of success has to change, because in this community, in that building that is Memorial Stadium, where some of the greatest college football games ever played,
right,
took place. A game took place last Saturday between two of those programs that were pretty renowned.
Yep.
Barry, those two programs fighting for a sixth win in bowl eligibility.
There you go.
Right? Like, we're both of age that we remember. We know these programs as elite.
Especially the Barry Alvarez years, right? And of course, and then of course the Huskers can go back to the great coaches that they have here. I think, DP, you know, on the idea of giving thanks and just extend it to football a little bit, is sometimes you can get so caught up in, and I'm sure we're going to talk about how transactional football has been and everything else. You can't lose sight of the magic of football. And the best thing about the sport is that it's never, ever, ever just about football. You look at those etchings that are inscribed on the building outside of Memorial Stadium, and those things are indelible. They're everlasting. And the best part of our sport is what's etched on those buildings, right? And when you're close to that, you're close to the magic of our sport. You yes, you're going to have to define success. Getting that 6th win, that's a big deal this year, right? As everybody said. So we're going to celebrate the 6th win this year. But you do have to baby step this thing. And it's complicated by the portal and how rosters are going to be managed and so forth. But you do all that technical stuff, but you got to remember the high touch this is a people business. And if you're preaching and directing in the area of those etchings on that wall outside of Memorial Stadium, you're going to have a lot of success and you're going to be really happy with it. It's just, I've witnessed this at WNL this year, right? Which is having a literally once in 100 year, once in a 50 year kind of season. And what's remarkable about what's going on in school is the connection between the coaches and the players. X's and O's, you could kind of do whatever and, whatever, and you try to figure it out. It's a connection between the players and the coaches. The connection between players and coaches is what's getting it done. But yeah, back on track. 2 proud programs, and this is where you are, right? You are what your record says, yes? So we have all that pride, but we got to understand where we are, and we got to understand where we're going to go. And getting that 6th win, the fashion that they did, had to give some Husker fans some hope. And then you've got to earn the next steps of that hope, right? Which, as Jay was kind of alluding to in your last segment, is going to be kind of cold and transactional. But that's the way this sport is. But,
what does it mean? You're working with high school talent.
Yep.
Who are all working, aspiring, dreaming of reaching the next level. And some of it requires the breakdown of what next level means. Right? Because we know student athletes in high school level, different pockets of the country, think about that phrase differently. For some, it means getting to put on the helmet and shoulder pads again anywhere. And for some, it only means that they can only see it and validate it if it's at the programs of the highest level. But when the numbers are chopped from 155 to 105, some would say that, one, it will make the talent pool flow differently, affecting high school athletes at the highest level. What say you? What are the conversations
already been done? COVID, if anybody was paying attention from a football standpoint, I hope I say this right, nobody misunderstands it, but COVID kind of announced to everybody at that point, the way that was done, who pulled out and who did, extra years granted, that at that point, that's when you should start paying attention as a player. Where can I go to play? Not chasing offers at any point, right? That was the beginning of it. Then the portal comes in, right? So you got the COVID year and you have these portal transactions going on. And now in a short period of time, it's the framework is set, which is that if I'm at the upper levels of this thing, it makes more sense for me to grab somebody out of the portal who is maybe the second tackle behind somebody else who's an all-conference guy, and he's aching to get on the field, and he makes my team better. It's better for me to go get that guy who's been through 1 year, 2 years, than it is to go get a high school guy. Now, it's not to say that they're not high school guys that are out there that I can bring in and I expect them to play. So what's going to cut down high school classes used to be 25, 27, sometimes 30. I think what's going to happen now is that the good programs are going to focus on maybe 10 or 12 freshmen that they bring in, and they are expecting those freshmen to play. That is to be better than the guys that have on the roster, right? They're expecting to play. They'll go in the portal for their other 10 or 15, knowing that those guys can kind of fit in. Now, between the 10 or 12 that they bring in and between the 10 or 12 portal guys, they're going to go through that spring, and there's going to be attrition, right? Because some guys are going to get there, and they're not those guys, and it isn't what they thought it was going to be, and they'll hit the portal after the spring. And so now you're down to about 10 to 12 players per class, and which means that you got to go into the portal the next year, right? The development part of it at FBS is gone. Now, that means that they're very talented players who could hang around an FBS program, maybe develop, earn a scholarship, and so forth. They are automatically going to be pushed down to Division II or FCS. FCS guys are going to be pushed to Division II, and Division II is going to be pushed to Division III. And NAI is probably going to blow up. Going to blow up. And they'll blow up with people from Division I. They'll blow up from people from FCS and FBS programs who went through the grinder for 1 year, and they so hate that grind that all they want to do is get on the field and go play football. So there's some great NAI programs out there. Iowa has one. There's a couple in Tennessee. Those programs are going to start blowing up because they'll be full of former guys at LSU and so forth. And as far as the coaches go, I was just watching something. I didn't have any sound, but something about LSU. And I was watching this, and Brian Kelly. There are some places in this country that you don't want to coach if you ain't got it going on. And I was watching Brian Kelly. I'm like, you don't ever want to take a deficient LSU team out onto the football field because it's going to be a long season for you, it's going to be a long season for the players, and they're going to hit the portal after it's done. So what stops all that is at the end of the day, you got to have a coach that makes a real connection with the players that are there, and that the players know, even if it is, hey, you do this, you can't do this, that the coach is honest with them, that they're running the program with integrity, and that he's still concerned about players. And that will make a difference. You look at these programs, I'll shut up talking in a second. But one thing I was looking at this Kelly thing that really reminded me, all these programs are cookie cutter in terms of the meeting room, the locker, and everything else. And I'm like, is that all you're trying to do is just be like everybody else? Somebody's going to break out of this pack and say, yeah, we got the lockers, and yeah, we shoot that shot, and yeah, we do this. But this is more than just about the locker and the, you know what I mean? Because if that's all you're about, then that's the only guy that you're going to attract, right? The guy that I think Jay said wants a sweatsuit, wants the content in front of his locker. You're going to attract that guy. If you want to win, you got to attract the other dude, right?
Yep.
You got to attract this guy that, I know what his family's like. I know what his work habits are like. This guy, he really wants to get it. This guy, and let's cut it out. The amateurism is gone. So what you're doing at the FBS level, you're recruiting guys who want to be pros. Yes, they're going to get their education. You'll see to that. But you're recruiting guys who want to be professional players. That's it. This is no more, I'm going to go to Nebraska and play for Nebraska. Because you're going to get caught up.
Isn't that weird? Isn't that – okay. So
it's different.
Well, but here's the thing. I'm not sure that – I've never bought into the idea that this has to be different. Because Barry Thompson is going to coach the way Barry Thompson coaches and develop players that play the way Barry Thompson coaches them to play.
Right.
The players that played for Coach TP would be a certain type of player, a certain type of person.
Right.
It never had anything to do with money. It never had anything to do with the level of it. I didn't care what school I was coaching at. I coached from the same principles in Texas, Utah, Nebraska, Virginia. It didn't matter. It didn't matter where Barry Thompson coaches. It doesn't matter where his players go. They're going to go and be who they are all the time. I bump heads with Jay about this. I've never once made a coaching decision based on money. Not once, not never. Right. I've never once told a player to accept less from themselves because of a situation or who they were playing against or otherwise. The rules of playing football, basketball, baseball, track, wrestling, whatever it was, the rules of wrestling are simple. They're finite, and it doesn't matter. I just don't think.
I'm with you on that point. You're right. You and I wouldn't change the character, but what's going to change is if we're coaching at the college level, from where I see it, is I've got to pick differently. Whereas you and I would be willing to, everything that you just said, to coach anybody that way. The difference is at the college level, I got to pick the right person to coach anybody that way. Do you know what I mean? Because the emphasis is, we got to win. So we're going to have a position group, right? And you and I are going to coach that, right? But if we're recruiting, we got to be really careful about how we recruit to coach those guys. The difference is in high school, you and I are going to coach you put me on, you give me anybody, right? You give us anybody. You roll somebody up tomorrow and you say he wants to be a quarterback, he wants to play basketball. We are going to coach them a certain way. This is what we do. It's our joy. But if I'm at FBU, whatever college, I've got to do a better job of who I'm picking to coach that way. So I agree with you, but it's this picking of who you're going to coach that I think has really changed it, because if you pick the wrong guy, and we're position coaches, suddenly you have a boss saying, hey, we got to get rid of him. And a kid that you really believe in, then you got to turn to have that hard conversation with him. And it's tough, as you know, to convince the boss once he's made up his mind, right, to do that. And I think that's the part that's changed. Whereas
we've been in those programs where the leadership of the program worked from a different set of principle, character, integrity than we did.
Yes.
And we literally changed those programs from the bottom up because we refused. While the coach was working for what they were working for,
right,
we were working on a person-to-person, coach-to-player level,
right,
to change those things. And you coached the same way at the multiple-time state champion Flint Hill program that you did at the 500 Woodson program, at the same level of the West program, right? And how it's affecting the WNL program currently is because you're still working from a state championship standard. Right. You never once got to pick who you coached. The thing about high school coaches, you are year to year, and you get what you get.
Yes,
and we can fully say, having coached in Utah, Texas, Virginia, DC, that guess what? There are communities in those pockets that expect you to win, even when they know their sons don't play good football.
It is true, and it is that thing. So now you're kind of splitting. You're getting into this narrow little niche, which is there a coach that can develop a player, right? So you pick these guys, and if you pick 4 guys, one of them's going to be the top guy, one's going to be the 4th guy. Doesn't matter, 4 guys in there. But that type of coaching that we do, we see something in that 4th guy, and we're going to coach him that way. I just think, and that's the magic of it. You know how many times we've been told, like, you know what, he can't do that, and we go, okay, just leave me alone. Let me go get I'll have him doing it.
Yeah. Like I mean, it showed up in a TED that my number 8 pitcher played against the best team pitched against the best team we played that year and got a win.
Right.
That's like, I mean, in the end, sports, coaching, and playing the game all allow greatnesses that we cannot buy. And I think like that part that there can be money in the space.
Right.
I won in the poorest school and the richest school that I coached in from the same principle. And that's the part. We'll go to break when we come back. I do want to get into it because I think the numbers that come into play, that you specialize in quarterbacks.
Right.
And that with the new 105 player rosters that are now going to exist, the number of quarterbacks is going to change.
Big time.
Number of quarterbacks.
Big time.
So we'll talk about that with Barry Thompson, 1-on-1, 93.7 The Ticket.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store. You're listening to 1-on-1 with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. Oh, All right, most recommended Eustace Body Shop. Woohoo!
Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
The electrical workers of local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Tanner's Bar and Grill is the best place in Lincoln for a casual get-together, best place to watch a game, and the best for pre- and post-game. Catch college and NFL football as well as the volleyball action this season at Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. What's better than wings, cold beer, and a Husker win? Enjoy great food and drink specials every day and tons of TVs to catch all the action. Tanner's Bar and Grill, 30th and Yankee Hill.
The Link Grill, Draft, and Crafts is your spot in Southeast Lincoln for great food and drink. They're serving new menu items and a killer craft cocktail menu with your favorite draft beers. You'll love their pizza and new entree options. It's a great place to watch any live events, and they have music bingo every month. They have an aggressive loyalty program that rewards fans with 7% back on all purchases. Home of the Nebraska Power Hour every night from 8 to 9 p.m. Order online at thelnkgrill.com or stop in at 84th and Highway 2 today.
As you're gearing up for Christmas, it's time to head to Tailored Life in Bennett to get ready with local shopping. Make the short drive down Highway 2 for tons of items for your home for both indoors and outdoors. Check out their variety of Christmas trees in all different colors. Plus, many other fall and winter holiday items and landscape lighting to enhance the outside of your home. Don't forget their home goods for indoors, plus convenient drinks and snacks, most of which are produced locally. Visit Tailored Life today in Bennett and stay tuned to their Facebook page at Tailored Life 360 for food truck events coming up. Mulberry Barbecue is Lincoln's leader in great barbecue, but also is a great choice for your Thanksgiving meal. They have packages available for hot meal pickup on Thanksgiving Day from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. to take all the cooking stress out of your day. Call the store for details or to schedule a pickup at 402-937-7114 at 11th and Cornhusker Highway. That's 402-937-7114. Mulberry Barbecue.
At Koppel Chevrolet GMC, we are thankful for so many things this year, starting with our great employees, a generous community, our military personnel, and most importantly, our loyal customer base that continues to drive that money-saving mile of Louisville. Hi, this is Sean Callahan, and on behalf of everybody at Koppel, we want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving and safe travels to wherever they may take you. Happy holidays from Koppel Chevrolet GMC.
Slay the holidays this year with a gift that'll really get them going. One that's built to win, like the new Honda CRF-R Motocrosser. One that's built for fun, like a Honda Mini Moto. Or one for each member of the family, like a Honda CRF Trail Bike. At Rod's Power Sports, you'll find the motorcycle, ATV, or side-by-side they'll love. During the Honda Gifts That Go sales event, you can slay the streets in style with the Grom Mini Moto, slay the trails with the CRF 50F, or pile into a Pioneer 1006 Deluxe Crew that can carry 6 elves over the fields and through the woods all year long. This year, don't just give any gift. Give the gift of outdoor adventure with a ride they'll never forget. Don't miss out. Head to Rod's Power Sports in Lincoln, Nebraska during the Honda Gifts That Go sales event. It's your chance to slay the holidays and your gift list. Dealer participation may vary. See dealer for complete program and safety details.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solution offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions, 2040 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
Raising little ones is a big job, and you do your best to give them a good start every day. That means making sure they're well cared for while you're apart. You work hard, but it's not always easy to make ends meet. There may be help. Find out if you qualify for Nebraska's Child Care Tax Credit for working parents. You could be eligible for a credit of up to $2,000 per child on your next tax return. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to One-on-One with DP, sponsored by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's on fire. It's on fire. It just is. Barry Thompson, one-on-one, 937 Ticket. Again, we appreciate you hanging out with us. BT, there's several ways to go. Harrison and I were just talking about a thing that, and I'm not sure most people understand. I know the folks out there that coach understand that unless you're in a sports factory, and mostly I mean California, Texas, Florida, where they pay high school coaches an absorbent amount of money to do the thing that they do. But in spaces, in most pockets of the country, the high school coaches don't make a lot of money, right? So these are truly labors of love, right? That they are labors of love. That if you're coaching high school in Virginia, you make more training individuals weekly than you do in a whole season's worth of work. And that's a freedom. That's a true thing. So Barry, let me ask you, you made the decision.
Thing goes in. Yeah.
Barry, you made a decision that, listen, to train quarterbacks and receivers, you did more good for the game of football, on the high school level and the collegiate level, by working with individuals rather than working with a team.
Yes.
Right. So it wasn't about money. It was, if I want to coach high school in Virginia, and again, I went through this in different spaces, right?
Mm-hmm.
To tell me that college programs can't find people who love to coach, who are looking out for the young people first, and to identify and build character and strength in those young people with more resources. I don't know how that's done. I don't know how people can look people in the eye and say, well, you can't win. Wait a minute. Every coach, every consultant, every current consultant, the guys who work part-time, don't go to games, like they can't be on the field, all make more money in a year than Tom Osborne in his national championship year.
They do. So I think, DP, the main thing, I think you still have coaches like that are still concerned about those things. I think the only thing I was saying is that with this process now, there's going to be some kids that are cut off. That's the thing that I was kind of saying. But I don't, by the way, I don't think you can succeed without coaches like that. Like there's no way that you can be a successful program unless your coaches are there. But the transactional part of this thing is really rearing its ugly head. And that's the part that, and I think the onus at that point isn't really on the coaches to how they run the program. It's really on players and parents understanding that there are 6 levels to this thing. And that what's really important as you're looking to play college football, is that you put yourself at the correct level and don't have this overinflated thing. When you look at the football piece, there's about 4 million kids that start playing football from the beginning. There's 1 million that roughly play high school football. That means that in anybody's graduating class, there's about 330,000 people, and 6 to 7% of those guys are going to go on to play college football. And there's 6 different levels. So 6 divided by 6 is 1. They're going to distribute roughly 1%. And what I think is over is the guys that were chasing FBS and FC offers, and they were doing anything. I'll take a PWO, get me on the team, let me earn a thing. Those days are over. Those days are over. But the type of coaching that we're talking about that's going to be successful, that's not over. We're still
leaning
there.
on that. We're leaning on that as being a thing, and a necessary thing.
Yeah,
an absolute necessary thing. Barry, I'm going to set aside some time because twofold. One, I want to end in thanks. Two, I want to be sure that you're able to let folks know what you're cooking and what your perfect Thanksgiving plate is going to look like. So we will find out those things from Barry Thompson on One-on-One on the Ticket when we return.
Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Come enjoy a show of the Midwest's best MMA fighters on Saturday, December 7th with Violence Fight League 2 at the Complex, the former location of Champions Fun Center. Fights are scheduled throughout the night, and if you haven't been before, now is the perfect time to go, with Nebraska football in between the regular season and a bowl game. Doors open at 6 p.m. with the first bout at 7 p.m. Learn more about the fighters and buy tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com.
A day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up. Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh yeah, this is a game changer.
Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks, exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Nebraska's Christmas Light Show is back and bigger than ever. The Magical Lights of Lincoln Christmas Show runs from Black Friday through New Year's Eve at Sandhills Global Event Center. Bring the family for a show they'll never forget, featuring over 1.5 million lights. Cost is $25 per vehicle from Monday through Thursday, $30 on Friday and Saturday, and also $30 on Christmas Eve and Day. Purchase your tickets online today at ChristmasLightsInLincoln.com and get ready to experience a drive-through light show like you've never seen before.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. A few flurries are possible this morning. Otherwise, we'll see mostly cloudy skies, and it will be breezy with the high around 39. Tonight, mostly cloudy with the low near 21. And tomorrow for Thanksgiving, we'll see mostly sunny skies and a high around 37. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fleck from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall. Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
For 15 years, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has been helping Lincoln become healthier, happier, and more fit through our proven combination of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching. And to celebrate 15 years of success, we're offering an amazing Black Friday sale for all ticket listeners. You will get the Winter 10-week challenge for 40% off and get all of December for free. Start your transformation before the new year arrives. And at the end of the 10-week challenge, someone's walking away with $1,000. Come check it out. What do you have to lose? Click on the banner at theticketfm.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or 70th and Vine, and online at fxblincoln.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. As a proud member of the Roofing and Solar Reform Alliance, Coalition Restoration stands out by providing thorough property assessments, personalized customer service, and top-notch craftsmanship. With years of experience in the industry, Coalition Restoration has built a notable reputation for having a team filled with skilled professionals and possessing the expertise to handle any roofing project, big or small. Visit their website today for a free roof assessment at www.coalitionrestoration.com or give them a call at 402-607-8186.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
You're listening to One-on-One with DP, sponsored by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is a thing of beauty. Again, thank you folks on the text line. You've been exceptional, and we're showing grace and thanks. We'll talk about Hayfield another time.
You sure you don't want to talk about Hayfield?
I'm positive because listen, I'll get in a whole different space.
All right, let me. I'll just say one thing about Hayfield, just really quickly. The overreaction would be that there's 3 people in the county that are responsible for what happened at Hayfield. 3 adults, the coach, it's some combination, the coach, the DSA, and the principal. And the overreaction should not be that you change everything that's been going on in the county, because if you remove those 3 individuals from this picture, we're not having a national story about Hayfield. So there's plenty of opinions, but I think that's pretty factual. So however those 3 individuals got together to do this, whatever the excuses are, it was done. It engendered all these kind of reactions. And what I hope doesn't happen is that the county doesn't overreact to what 3 individuals did and punish all the other coaches and players who are more or less doing it correctly. The other thing, and just to button that up, We talk a lot about football, and I'll tell your listeners that football has been the biggest adult surprise of my life. And you mentioned about the players that I got to work with, and this season, going back to our alma mater, right? And all the firsts that are happening with that these kids are having a season that the school hasn't had in 100 years, that they're having the best record in 50 years. There's just so many firsts. The coach has never been to a regional championship game. We haven't beat Madison in 50 years. So among all this stuff that we get kind of caught up in, don't miss the magic of football. And I'll say this. I was just watching the end of a Marshall ODU game, and there was some tussle between some ball person and a couple players, right? It's a type of thing that could blow up to a story. But luckily, the camera cut away to ODU players and ODU coaches hugging each other and taking pictures with each other because they knew each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we do have this kind of side of football that's going on, but there's always so much great going on in football. I mean, W&L is going to ride into this regional championship game. And, it's just a remarkable thing for the school, for the alumni, for the administrators, for the students, to even be playing football this time of year. Now, Madison's been there 4 years in a row. It's their 5th year, and respect to them. But to this community that kind of rose up and have a chance at this, our game is good, and our game is in good hands.
I think it's fair as a reminder that we don't get to control the game.
Yeah.
We get to control how we engage and how we react to it.
Yes, absolutely.
We get to engage. We get to control how we approach it.
Yeah.
And we certainly get to control how we talk about it.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
That is a special thing. Hey, Barry Thompson, it's Thanksgiving.
Food.
What are we cooking?
Well, for Thanksgiving, my family's a little in traditional Virginia style. If you think about it, 1700s, you're going to be close to the water. So oysters and Virginia ham are really traditional. So we're not a big turkey family. So we oyster stew, Virginia ham, biscuits. We also cook a duck sausage gumbo, which my kids a ton of love. And I'm marinating what's called a lechon asado, Cuban roast pork. That's going to be really juicy and everything else. But I do have to tell you about this one dish I made this week. It's called Rumble de Tums. Rumble de Tums. Now, I know there's somebody listening who has made this dish. We're talking about butter. We're talking about onions. We're talking about bacon because I put the bacon in there. We're talking about potatoes. We're talking about cabbage. And it's a real interesting dish. It's Scottish. It's a Scottish dish. But it's real interesting to me how people throughout the world in European nations will put cabbage and onions and butters together. So on Rumble de Tums, you're going to make some mashed potatoes, quick mashed potatoes, but you're going to create with a little milk and some chopped spring onions, this kind of flavoring sauce. So you'll put those in there, heat it up, add some butter to it, and just heat it up so it flavors the milk, the onions and the butter. Cook the mashed potatoes. You cook them in. You put that flavoring milk into it, and that's your mashed potatoes. You don't really want them whipped, but kind of with some texture. In a pan, you're putting onions, butter, and cabbage, right? And you don't want to cook it so far down. You don't want it brown. You just want a little bit of texture. And then once you've got those two ingredients, lasagna style, you're going to put a little cabbage on the bottom, then a little layer of the mashed potatoes, right? Maybe throw the bacon in there, throw some cheddar cheese, and then you repeat the process, right? With a little bit of the cabbage onion mixture in the butter and a little bit of the mashed potatoes and a little bit of I put bacon in there, but you don't have to put bacon in there, but a little bit of the cheddar cheese. And you go until it kind of mounds up. You stick it in the oven at 350 for, 15 minutes. It's a wonderful dish. Rumble de Tums. Rumble de Tums.
Harrison, this is Harrison.
Yeah. Rumble the
This
Thumbs.
is what it looks like.
Yeah,
Oh, my Lord.
it's really good. I do
Yeah.
recommend at the end, putting a little salt and pepper on it. I was a little light in the salt and pepper, but you put a little salt and pepper on the end. It's a wonderful dish, and I had a hard time staying away from it. But we are going to enjoy the Virginia ham. We are going to enjoy the duck sausage gumbo, and we are going to enjoy the heck out of that Cuban roast pork, lechon asado.
It's going to be a great weekend. Barry
Yeah,
Thompson,
man.
From my family to yours, from my heart to yours, to all the folks in Ticket Land, Harrison Arns, all the listeners, all the family and friends. Love y'all. Be kind to each other. Have a wonderful, fulfilling Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
And we will talk to you.
love each other, love each other, love each other.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.